What's up, sons? It's Blind Red with Son of a Tech once again, and today I have yet another talking head video for you. Today, we're going to be talking about my current shift in my mining farm, which has been quite massive. Not only have we moved to ASICs, but we are mining with Nicehash. And this is going to highlight some predatory practices by Nicehash that increases the profitability by 10 to 30%, and in some cases, quite a bit more than if you were mining to a Bitcoin pool. Let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome back. So, as you guys may be aware, I am pretty against mining to Nicehash because basically the history of Nicehash has been bumpy, to say the least. From a supposed possible insider hack to not paying miners back from that hack until the bear market, and essentially all the way, or actually investors as well, anybody that had basically any sort of cryptocurrency within their Nicehash wallet not getting paid back until the next bear market. There have been questionable practices surrounding Nicehash for quite some time. But what they do offer is a way for miners to connect directly with clients that want to rent the hash rate, and they do it in the easiest manner possible. Now, recently what I ended up doing was shifting from mining with GPUs into mining with ASICs, and this was done for quite a few reasons, but primarily due to the fact that the ASICs are more profitable to run in my farm with my allotted amount of power availability at my current price per kilowatt hour. That may be changing, and of course, as a part of all of this, I would like to upgrade the amount of power so that I can basically go back to mining both with the GPUs as well as the ASICs. And part of that process may include some sort of hosting. Stay tuned for the channel as I discuss and figure out a little bit more on what the best path forward for that is in particular. That being said, I started mining initially on Luxor, and I actually didn't have a lot of integration set up for controlling my mining rigs, and very quickly I realized that I had to do that. But on Luxor, mining like 24/7 back in July, I had essentially a profitability of about 0.0013, or revenue, excuse me, of 0.0013 Bitcoin per day. And obviously we're going to be focusing on the amount of Bitcoin here because that is the point when we are trying to mine. And so at the end of the day, I was like, well, I need to see if we can get more somewhere else. And I actually switched to Nicehash. And when I switched to Nicehash, I also subsequently moved over to Foreman for all of my management. And what I ended up doing at the time was I took all of my miners, and we still have them running like this, all the way down to only running between essentially 9 p.m. and 11 a.m. And this allows me to keep my temperatures down and continue to run. All of the miners are also running in low power mode, and they are Antminer S19s, a mix of 100 and 104 terahash models with a few random 98, and I think I even have a 96 and a 92 terahash. I have some others mixed in there as well. That being said, once we swapped over to Nicehash with this schedule, our actual Bitcoin for the day did not go down, but our power bill went down. In fact, our initial Bitcoin for the day went up significantly, running at almost half the time, right? So you can see here, as soon as we swapped over on July 9th, we were hitting 0.0015 Bitcoin per day, as opposed to the 0.0013 per day that we were getting on Luxor, and we're shut down for about 10 hours out of the entire day. So that means that, well, our power bill goes down significantly, and then our rigs are being treated better because they're not basically burning up during the day to run. And that is pretty much why I made this decision. The problem here is the reason why Nicehash is more profitable by such a large margin. And it is due to what I would consider to be a predatory practice by Nicehash itself. Now, I believe everybody should have the right to do whatever they want to do with their money, and if you want to gamble it, which is basically what this is, then feel free to do it. I do want to point out that this has been perpetuated by a ton of different crypto mining YouTube channels And I don't know that this is something that we should be promoting, especially as cryptocurrency YouTubers, because it is gambling at the end of the day. But what am I talking about? Well, I'm specifically talking about team mining. And team mining is essentially this process in which they give you a probability, not dissimilar to some sort of gamble, and then they give you this massive single block reward potential that you could potentially earn as a group if you join these teams. It's essentially the equivalent of buying a lotto ticket. Now, when somebody buys this lotto ticket, what ends up happening is they enter into this pool, and then Nicehash goes out to the miners like myself and rents the hash rate from us in order to potentially hit a block reward and basically pay out the miners. So what I have noticed is there does appear to be a pretty hefty push from this across the cryptocurrency like influencer realm, and it does have this predatory status of like, well, maybe I missed out on this one, but I'll get the next one. And it's the equivalent of like that guy that is buying a lotto ticket, walking out to his car, scratching it off and walking back in, buying another lotto ticket, winning maybe a couple bucks here and there, but not really getting that big grand prize that's expected. And that is kind of, like I said, at the end of the day, a bit predatory on people that have problems with gambling. So if you have a problem with gambling, don't touch this with the 10-foot pole. If you want to play with it, you can. If you are a miner, keep in mind that this is what is driving up the potential rewards. Another strategy from the mining perspective that you need to take into consideration is the rental prices on mining rig rentals are much higher, and you can use a proxy and utilize that to basically mine to mining rig rentals for even more profitability, and then it will bounce and then set up a proxy to come back over to Nicehash as your failover. That is what I found to be the absolute most profitable for mining right now with SHA-256 miners and script miners. With Nicehash in particular, because these team mining rewards are pretty much restricted to these two algorithms, this is where you get a massive benefit. The benefit on mining to Nicehash from the GPU and CPU side isn't quite as drastic because this hasn't been added in. There is some potential here, I think, for Kapow through Nicehash due to Ravencoin, but that support I don't think has been fully added yet, but that will be coming to team mining, I believe, in the near future. So keep an eye on the Ravencoin Kapow for GPUs. That could drive that up, provided, of course, you know, there's some sort of good reward potential, but the block rewards aren't that good, so I don't think it'll drive the price up. Where you could see massive, I think, improvement for FPGA profitability would be if you ended up having like the new Ironfish support bleed over into team mining as well. So keep an eye on if Nicehash adds that support for team mining in particular. At the end of the day, I will be completely honest and say that yes, I have compromised a bit of my fundamentals here to make my mining farm profitable and to be able to help it survive. Because at this point, up until the past couple months, I wasn't able to make the farm survive whatsoever. My preferred method of mining with Bitcoin will be some sort of pool mining in the future. And potentially, you know, if I can build up enough, some solo mining on my own, that'll probably take a long time. That's one of those dream things out in the future. But as it sits right now for current profitability, I need to do this. I also realized that by making this video and by condemning this practice of team mining, that I could potentially drive the rewards of my Bitcoin mining down. But there doesn't appear to be an honest and open discussion surrounding how this functions in a manner that is predatory to people that have essentially some sort of issue with gambling, etc. Definitely don't drink and basically gamble on nicehash.com. All right, that would be my suggestion. Personally, I did buy 2 packages just to see how the process worked, and that's why I kind of have this eye-opening realization. initially I had no realization of why the profitability was so much larger going from Luxor, which is considered pretty profitable, over to Nicehash, until I realized what was going on the social side, like basically the Twitters and so on, with all of these screenshots of like, oh, look, I won a block. And then this team mining, essentially gambling that is going on the website itself. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Be sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe down below as well. Check out the sonofatech.com crypto mining e-course. I have added additional payment options, including an additional extra secure option for one-click purchasers, as well as check out sonofatech.locals.com for my daily moves and so on. I will see you next Tuesday.